Good morning, everyone. I am so happy to be jumping on this morning and chatting to you guys and really wanting to double check that you can hear me. I'm assuming you can hear me. I can see a couple of people watching. If you can let me know in the comments. And when you do that, I am streaming from StreamYard. So you can accept the permissions there so that I can see your name as well. Awesome. Hi, Eileen. You can hear me okay, yeah? And I would love your interaction today. I would love to know, is this resonating? Um, what's going on for you? How is this sitting for you? And also, as we go through, I'm going to share some concepts with you. And the more you get involved with that, the more you're going to take out of this presentation as well. So our presentation today is Rising from the Ashes to Take Your Place. And this is something that's really close to my heart right now, as you will start to understand more about as we go through. Hi, guys, jumping on, loving seeing so many people jumping on live. This is great. Okay, so let me get started. Okay, so what I do is I am an empowerment coach. I'm the creator of Holistic Life Transformations. And my vision is to empower individuals to live the best life possible. And the way I do this is through life and business. And the reason that I say that is because my journey has been a journey of discovery, um, a journey of discovering me. And there's been two main times in my life when I've really been forced to take that journey to another level. And the first one being in my first marriage. And you can read all about that in my book that has just launched today at 9 o'clock, so literally minutes ago. So that's pretty exciting. And the second time is in my career. So the theme in both of these was that, in my marriage, I had the perfect husband on paper. He was doing all the right things. There was nothing wrong with what he was doing. Our life was perfect, but I was not happy. And so I needed to go on this journey of discovery to figure out what I wanted, who I was, how I was going to go about achieving that. And then again in my career a few years ago, um, life was perfect. I had, the house, the family, the partner, the job. I was working as a regional manager for the largest building society in Australia. I was successful. But again, I got to this point where I was no longer feeling happy and fulfilled. And so I needed to go out on that journey of discovery again and figure out again, what is the impact that I want to have on this world? Who do I really want to be? How do I want to show up? What is this going to look like for me? And so I needed to go on that journey again, which led to then me creating Holistic Life Transformations. So I have been a coach and leader for 25 years. And some of the qualifications that I've got around my current business are things like matrix therapies, passion and purpose coaching, masculine and feminine coaching, Psych K. I teach Access Bars. This year, I was honoured to be a finalist in the local business awards, and they have been postponed. So still waiting to see where that ends up. In the last couple of weeks, I have launched my own app, which is really exciting. And this is a community hub to support people who really want to take control of their own life, want to really become the CEO of their own life and business. And this is a free community hub, which is amazing, so everybody can join. And my paid clients also access all of their courses and different information through this app as well. So it's all in the one place. So that has made life so much easier, and I'm so excited about that. And today, as I said before, I have become a published author in Phoenix Rising as well. So lots going on and very excited. This is my family, and like a lot of you, we are in lockdown and we don't get to catch up with all of our kids very often. So this is just a photo of a Zoom we did on Monday night, and this is my beautiful little granddaughter, Matilda. So that's a little bit about me, and I really want to get into why are you actually here today? You know, what was behind me even, writing for this book, Phoenix Rising. And this quote really sums it up. And this is one of my mentors, Tash Ashwin. And she wrote, "It's time to gather your courage because you're on the precipice of great expansion. Like the phoenix who is reborn from the ashes, you will rise and fall again and again." And I really love this description because we hit these points in our life where we do need to gather our courage. And, the example I shared about my marriage and also my career, there was those moments where it's like, okay, I'm at a crossroads. I'm in this place where it's like, I know that I don't want to continue on the path that I'm on. I maybe want to change direction, but that takes courage. And this is the aspect that I resonate with this part of the quote. It's time to gather your courage because you're on the precipice of great expansion. This is the way I see that. It's like you're at that crossroads, you've got a choice, and there's so much opportunity and possibility that you can take a hold of, and it's going to require courage. And it's not always easy. And a lot of us will choose not to take that path and to stay in the life, in the business, in the career that they've currently got, even though they're hating it, even though they're unhappy, simply because it's what they know. And all of the fear and doubt and limiting beliefs that they've got around, being able to go and do something different are stopping them from really taking a hold of all of those possibilities. So this is that platform where we're sitting in this space, we're at that crossroads where we've got the opportunity to be reborn. So like the phoenix who is reborn from its ashes, you will rise and fall again and again. And there's this opportunity to be reborn, to become something new, to become more of you, to have more of an impact on the world, on the people around you. And it takes courage. And that this part about you will rise and fall again and again, this is part of that fear and doubt, that it's like, well, what if I can't do it? What if I fail? What if I make a fool of myself? I'm going to look like an idiot. So instead, just stay sitting in the ashes, unhappy, unfulfilled. So not willing to take that chance to be reborn. I don't know what's that first step I'm supposed to take. I know I don't want this, but I don't really know what I want instead. And so they just stay. And what I love about this quote, when you look at it, you will rise and fall again and again. And these falls are not just failures. We can classify these falls as those experiences and learnings in our life that we require in order to become greater, that we require in order to grow and expand and be more of who we are, to have a bigger impact. And these falls might be things like, the end of a marriage, the end of a particular type of career. There's emotion around that, there's angst around that, there's letting go of that. And we can sometimes be stuck in that going, this is the end of the world, this is the worst thing that could have happened, where in actual fact, it's another opportunity. You've taken a lot from that experience, that relationship, whatever it was. You're a different person now than you were before because of that experience, and that gives you the opportunity to rise again. So when we rise, we're rising from this platform that we're at now. And based on all of those learnings, situations, experiences, everything we've taken and everything we've grown from, and we're rising. And then when we take that next fall, we're not falling to the same place that we were before. We're falling to this new place, new heights. And then we are reborn and we rise again. And then we take another fall. But again, we're at new heights. So we're constantly growing and evolving, and moving forward. And I know that, there is fear about this whole change, reborn, letting parts of our life drop away in order to make space for the new. And when we only focus on what we're letting go of and not focused on what we will miss out on if we don't do it, then it's just not a balanced decision making process. So we want to make sure that we're looking at all of those sides. So to get stuck in, from the ashes, we rise again. And there is essentially 4 keys in this. And they are connection, getting connected to you, clarity, getting clarity on what it is that you want instead of what you've got, having the courage to take action on that, to overcome the fear, to start to create being that 4th key, create the life, the business, the career that actually makes your heart sing. And so today we are going to focus on, finding your true north. And the first part of this is connection. So we're going to focus on that first key of connection, and we're going to really dig into this for you this morning. So there is essentially 3 elements in connection. Know who you are and what you stand for. Know what makes your heart sing, and practice honoring yourself. And they seem really simple and basic, but we don't always do these things, and they make a massive difference. So let's start to break this down. And I would really love your interaction here as well, and let me know what is coming up for you. Are you resonating? What's making sense? Have you got questions? Is there anything you're unsure of? Let me know in the chat so I can address those as well. So with this first element of connection, so know who you are and what you stand for. So this is fundamental. And this is basically connecting to your values. And what I would like you to start to do is either on a piece of paper or a pen, get a piece of paper and pen, or even in the chat, let me know, what are your highest values? And most people can come up with about 2 or 3, and then they start to struggle. And you really want to hash out about 10. And these are the things that you can keep coming back to, but you also want to know which ones are most important to you. And there's a few examples here, freedom, recognition, passion, achievement, contribution, love, happiness, fulfillment, adventure, respect, friendship, fun, inspiration. Just because these ones are on this page doesn't make them right. And just because something's not on this page doesn't make it wrong. We each have our own set of values. And this is about uncovering what is it that you require in order to live a happy and fulfilled life. If you don't have passion in your life, does that mean you can't be fulfilled? If you don't have connection and friendship, does that mean you can't be fulfilled? What is it for you? Kindness also, awesome, thank you. Yeah, a few of you putting them in the chat, which is great. Courage. Awesome. Thanks for the interaction, guys. It makes it much better for me to be able to really tailor this to you as well. So one of the ways that you can utilize this aspect of connection, so being connected to your values allows you to come back to them whenever you're making decisions or choices. Awesome, Sophia. Connection, community, service, appreciation, purpose. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Respect. Thank you, Cheryl. These are great. Awesome. When you're making choices and decisions and you know what these values are, you know what's most important to you, then it makes it really easy to discern, is this a good thing for me? Is this going to create greater in my life? Is this going to be a contribution? Or is it actually going to be a drain if I move forward in this space? And a couple of months ago, I had a friend say to me, you should do meditation classes every week. I have an office at Wall's End. I've got a really big space there. Um, you know, that made sense. An additional income stream, that made sense. Like on the surface, that seems like a reasonable idea. And when I started to look at that and I went, okay, well, where does this sit with me and my values? And my two highest values are freedom and passion. And so I went, okay, am I passionate about running a meditation class? So I'm passionate about meditation, not really passionate about running classes. And then the idea of committing to running a class every week, ongoing, where people were relying on that to happen, and it's something I'm not passionate about, that did not feel freedom to me. So when I looked at those two highest values of passion and freedom, and another one for me is integrity, I also wouldn't be in my integrity because I'm forcing myself to do something that I'm not passionate about and that didn't feel free. And so it was like, okay, this is not for me. But what it then allowed me to do is to go, okay, well, it's still a good idea. How can this work in an aligned way? And so what I did then was ask other people who were passionate about doing meditation classes to come into my space and offer those classes. So I'm still getting the additional income stream of them hiring my space. They're providing the meditation classes. And so it's a win-win for everybody. And so when we can come back to those, it really gives us that guidance as to, is this the right direction for me or not? Getting some other values coming through: love, passion, freedom, respect, honesty, dedication, loyalty. Awesome. Thanks, Vicky. This is good. This is good. All right. So let's move on to the next aspect of connection. So connection to your heart, knowing what makes your heart sing. And so this is all of the things that you can do. And again, writing these down on your piece of paper or popping them into the chat for me. All of the things that when you do them, you lose time. You can do them for hours on end and you don't even realize that hours have disappeared. They bring you energy. They light you up. They put a smile on your face. These are all the things that we want to be able to recognize here. And so when we can recognize these things, these give us a list of ideas that we can go to when we're feeling down, when we wake up and go, oh, I don't really feel like getting out of bed today. We can be incorporating them into every day. And the idea would be to be incorporating them into every day because these are the things that we love. These are the things that give us energy. So the more we incorporate these things, the more fun we're going to have in life, the more fulfillment we're going to feel, the happier we're going to be, the more energy we're going to have to deal with all of the other aspects of life. Baking, cooking, awesome. So again, these are just some examples that I've put here, and they don't need to take a long time. These don't need to be, planned in advance and take up half a day and, be a chore. These might take 5 minutes. And there'll be a combination. There'll be some that might, you might plan and do for a couple of hours. And then there'll be other things that you just slot into your day as you find 5 minutes. And so things like soaking up the sun, if that's something that gives you energy, then how can you bring that into your day? And if you're waking up in the morning and you're going, ugh, I don't really want to get out of bed today, and you want to start to shift that, then you can just go and stand in the sun, soak it up for a few minutes. You might decide to make your cup of tea in the sun and just enjoy every sip of that as you're sitting in the sun and just being in gratitude. Talking with friends. You know, if connection with other people is something that brings you joy and energy, and you're not getting that at the moment because of, you know, restrictions and lockdowns and different things, how else can you bring that into your life? And so you saw the photo of me and my family on Zoom. And, you know, we would normally have family dinner every fortnight because the boys don't live at home. And so we would be at least able to catch up with them every fortnight, have dinner, connect with them, get to see what's happening in their life. And we're not able to do that. So we're having Zoom games night. So we're still able to have that connection, that togetherness in a different way. And so if connection is something for you and you're not getting it right now, how can you get that in a different way? Talking with friends, writing in a journal, taking a shower. Yes, love taking a shower. Yes. Yes. So many people say that when they're in the shower, this is when they get all their inspiration. And I know I've been, you know, said that on a number of occasions. It's like I was washing my hair this morning and I had this idea. Being creative. You know, what is that for you? Is it drawing or painting or writing or craft? Is it photography? What are all the things that you are creative with that you get joy out of? And there's probably a lot of things in here that you haven't done since you were a kid, when you had life start to take over and all of the expectations and responsibilities. And now I've got to do the things. I've got to go to work and I've got to clean the house and I've got to do all of this stuff. I don't have time for the things that I love. I don't have time to sit down and draw. I don't have time to sit down and read. These are the things we want to make time for. Start to bring those things back into your life. And you can do them with the kids. You can do them with other people. And that, you know, might be then ticking off a couple of things for you. Laughing. What makes you laugh? Walking in nature and time in the garden. You know, and having clarity on what these things are for you. And you can even, like, you know, write yourself out a list of the 10 top things that bring joy to you and put that on your fridge. And then when you're having that moment and it's like, ugh, you can just go to that and go, okay, what's something that I can do in the time that I've got available to me? Yeah, having dinner with family, watching a movie. Yes, they don't need to be big things. They don't need to be difficult. It really is just what gives you a smile on your face. And then this third aspect is connection to you. So practice honoring yourself. And there's two sides to this. There's the what we want to stop doing and also what we want to start doing. So let's start with the stop doing first. So we want to stop judging ourselves. Stop being a bitch to yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to others and stop ignoring your own needs. Whenever we do any of these things, we are turning our back on ourselves. We're disconnecting from who we are. We're refusing to look at parts of ourselves because we don't like them. And that creates disconnection. If you're feeling disconnected in your life, if you're feeling like, you know, you're all alone and nobody's there for you, nobody's listening to you, even though there's people around you, you're just not feeling connected, this is where you need to start. Stop ignoring needs. Yeah, thank you, Eileen. Yeah. And to replace these, because that's not That's not always easy to just go, oh, stop judging yourself, stop being a bitch, stop criticizing yourself, stop comparing yourself. It's been what you've been doing. It's automatic. And you've done this in order to achieve something. So you've been trying to get love, you've been trying to fit in, you've been trying to belong, you've been trying to get recognition, be approved of, be accepted. So you've had a purpose for doing these things. But as you do them, you're not accepting you, you're not loving you, you're not approving of you. So all the things that you're looking for, you can't get because you've turned your back on you and disconnected from you. And so we want to replace these things and we want to start doing. We want to put ourselves first. And I know, especially as parents, as mums, not always easy. And we've likely been taught by our own mum that, no, we've got to put the kids first. And we've been taught that because that's what she did. And we've modeled that same behavior that we've learned. And this is an opportunity. If you want your kids to put themselves first, then the only way that you can get them to do that is to do it yourself. When you start putting you first, they start putting them first. Putting yourself first. Listen to yourself. When you've had those times where you've gone out and done something and after the fact you've gone, I knew I shouldn't have done that because I had this feeling in my gut that it wasn't going to work. And you do it anyway. This is that knowing that you're ignoring. And this is what I mean by listen to yourself. When you feel that in your gut, that this is not right for you, or it is right for you. The other side is you feel like, oh, I really want to do that and I'm drawn to it, but you ignore it because of the fear or the guilt or the judgment or the expectation or the responsibilities. Again, you're not listening to you. Respect yourself. And part of respecting yourself is listening to you. Part of respecting yourself is not judging you. It's accepting you. It's loving you. Respect isn't criticism. And so do you see how these things on this side start to replace the stuff on the other side? And when you start to do more of this, you start to love and appreciate all of you. And I mean all of you, all of the bits that are different, all of the bits of you that don't fit in, that you are currently judging, ignoring, suppressing. These are the parts of you that need this love and appreciation and acceptance most. And put boundaries in place. If you are doing things for other people at the expense of you, then you need to stop. You need to say no. When you're thinking about doing something for somebody or they're asking for you to do something, check in, in doing this for them, is this of detriment to me? Am I still going to get my needs met? Or am I meeting their needs instead of meeting mine? And if that's the case, don't do it. If people are being disrespectful to you, if people won't take no for an answer, put boundaries in place. Choose not to be around those people anymore. Make choices that are respectful and loving for you. And so when we are connected to ourselves, when we know what our values are, when we know what we stand for, when we know what makes our heart sing, when we're putting ourselves first, this is our true north, because this is what then pulls us forward. And we start to move from where we are now to where we want to be. And it's that inner knowing that when you've got all of this connection to you, and you're able to look at a situation, and I'll give you the example. You're waking up in the morning and you've got to do something that you don't like. And you wake up and you don't want to get out of bed. You're dragging yourself out of bed. It's like, I don't want to. And you feel really heavy and it's hard. versus when you wake up on a morning that you've got something to do that you love and you're just like wide awake and you're jumping out of bed and everything's light and easy and you're almost pulled forward. This is that connection to you. This is when you're listening to that and you're going, okay, I'm making choices. There's this thing or there's this thing. Which one pulls me forward? Which one is inspiring me? Rather than going, oh, this one feels yuck, but that's what I'm expected to do. This is what everybody else wants me to do. This is my responsibility. So I'm just going to force myself to do it anyway. Come back to listening to you. And this is your true north. This is your guidance system. And so then when we start to look at taking your place and we come back to connection, we've talked about how can we connect more with us. And as we do that, we start to gain that clarity. And these are the 4 steps that I work with people on in my one-to-one coaching programs. And it doesn't matter whether it's an area of life or it's creating a business or they're in a business and, you know, they want to change that. It's about, I've reached a crossroads. I'm not happy and fulfilled where I am, and I want something different. Connect with self, gain clarity on what that looks like, have the courage to start to take that inspired action, overcome the fear, and create that in this reality. And as we do that, we go through this cycle over and over again. Because as we start to take action and create this into this reality, we've still got to remain connected to self. What other ideas are coming up now? What other choices can I make? And you start to gain clarity on that and it starts to evolve and you're constantly going around this cycle. I want to leave you with this. You can't be the greatest version of you while trying to do things someone else's way. When you are trying to do it someone else's way, it doesn't fit. You're not being authentic. You're cutting parts of you off. You're ignoring your inner self. You're likely disrespecting you. You're putting their ideas and thoughts and opinions higher than your own. So it's okay to learn from others. It's okay to take others' wisdom and ideas, but it's then bringing that back to you and going, what fits with me? And the same with today's presentation. You know, just because I'm a coach and this is what I do for a living and, you know, it works for my clients, doesn't mean that it fits you. This is about, again, you connecting to you and going, what resonates with me? What doesn't resonate with me? And take the bits that add value to your life. Take the bits that allow you to expand and grow and be more of you. Because when we're not being us, when we are cutting parts of ourselves off, when we're hiding the parts of us that are different so that we can fit in, the world is missing out. The world is missing out on everything that you have got to give, everything that you are here to share. When you're not sharing it, the world is missing out. So if you take anything from this presentation today, take that. So I just want to remind you guys that you know, this book has come out this morning at 9 o'clock, Phoenix Rising, and this is 19 amazing women that have contributed to this book, and it's been around this theme of Phoenix Rising, powerful women who have risen from the ashes and taken their place. And every one of us has a different story that we've shared here, different aspect of life, different experiences. And, you know, I really encourage you to get a hold of this book. It's 99 cents on Amazon, so it's, you know, cheap as anything. And all of those proceeds are going to supporting victims of domestic violence. So they're all going to escape bags, which basically help people escape that situation. So it's a really good cause that you'll be supporting, and you're also, you know, getting in touch with these 19 amazing women who have been on that journey. Because no matter what you're going through, no matter where you are right now, you are not alone. You're not the only one that's been on that journey. And I know as I was going through my marriage and, not happy and wanting something else, I felt alone. I felt like no one would understand. I felt like everybody was going to judge me. And so, me sharing this story in this book is about letting other women know that they are not alone. So, you can access that through that barcode, and I will put the links in the comments as well. And the other thing that I want to give you the opportunity to get access to is my community hub. So, as I said earlier, this is free. And it's all about becoming the CEO of your own life and business, creating your own destiny. And there's so many free resources within this community hub. And you can access it on desktop, but then there's also the app version as well, which makes it really easy to get that daily inspiration, to check in, see what's happening, what can you take from it today. And, there's so often that I get a comment or a message from this daily inspiration and motivation to go, oh my God, that was exactly what I needed today. Thank you. And so it's a great place to be coming back to get that inspiration as well. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being here today, for interacting, being a part of this. And, if you do choose to join the community, please say hi when you come in, let me know that you're there. And if you choose to get a hold of that book, Phoenix Rising, I would love to know what you take from that as well. Take care of yourself. Reach out if you've got any questions. I will continue to come back and answer those in the chat as well. Thank you for being here. So grateful. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye. You are welcome. You are welcome.